Welcome to Global Watch. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. In the global contest for technological supremacy, every nation is searching for the next big breakthrough, something that could tip the scales and redefine the future. The stakes have never been higher as countries race to secure the resources and innovations that will power tomorrow's world. In a stunning turn of events, the Philippines has just changed the game, emerging as an unexpected player on the world stage. A massive discovery of rare earth elements, essential for everything from smartphones and electric vehicles to advanced weaponry and renewable energy systems, has catapulted this island nation into the global spotlight, drawing attention from governments and industries worldwide. As of November 2025, the world faces a deepening supply chain crisis, triggered by China's near-total stranglehold on these critical minerals. Manufacturing lines have stalled, prices have soared, and entire industries are feeling the pressure. But now, the Philippines stands poised to break that monopoly, offering hope to nations desperate for a new, reliable source of rare earths. This isn't just about mining, it's about who will control the future of green energy, national security, and the alliances that shape our interconnected world. The implications stretch far beyond the borders of the Philippines. With China enacting sweeping export restrictions, international markets are in chaos. Nations are scrambling to secure alternative supplies, and investors are watching every move with bated breath. The Philippines' newfound reserves offer a lifeline to the global economy and a once-in-a-generation chance to transform its own economic destiny, lifting millions and reshaping its role in the world. For the US and its allies, this is more than just a business opportunity. It's a strategic opening to build a secure, resilient supply chain, free from the vulnerabilities that have haunted them for years. For the Philippines, it's a moment of national significance, one filled with hope, but also immense responsibility, as the world's eyes turn to Manila with high expectations and urgent demands. The world is watching Manila closely, as decisions made in the coming months could recalibrate the global balance of power for generations to come, shaping the future in ways we are only beginning to imagine. Rare earth elements, 17 metals like neodymium and dysprosium, aren't actually rare, despite what their name suggests. They're scattered throughout the Earth's crust, but almost never found in concentrated deposits, making them difficult and expensive to mine. Extracting them in useful quantities requires complex processes, specialized equipment, and often significant environmental disruption. Their unique magnetic, luminescent, and electrochemical properties make them absolutely indispensable for high-tech devices, from smartphones and computers to electric vehicles and renewable energy systems. For example, a single modern wind turbine needs hundreds of kilograms of rare earth elements for its powerful magnets. Without them, the global push for clean energy and the green transition would grind to a halt. These elements are also critical for advanced military hardware. Fighter jets, missile guidance systems, and sophisticated radar all depend on rare earths for their performance and reliability. For decades, environmental concerns and economic pressures led Western nations to shut down their own mines and outsource production, creating a dangerous dependency on foreign suppliers. Processing rare earth elements is not only technically challenging, but also highly polluting, which allowed one country to step in and dominate the global supply chain. The story of rare earths is one of strategic oversight, environmental compromise, and the difficult balance between progress and sustainability. Now, as demand soars and geopolitical tensions rise, the world is scrambling to secure these essential building blocks of modern life. China's dominance in rare earths is no accident. It's the result of decades of strategic investment, careful planning, and unwavering state support. The Chinese government recognized early on that rare earth elements would be essential for the technologies of the future, from smartphones to electric vehicles and advanced military systems. By prioritizing this sector, China positioned itself at the heart of the global supply chain. Since the 1980s, China rapidly expanded its mining and processing capabilities, outpacing rivals by offering lower costs and operating under far more relaxed environmental regulations. This aggressive approach allowed Chinese companies to flood the market, driving many international competitors out of business and consolidating control at home. By 2024, China controlled over 60% of global rare earth mining and up to 90% of processing, making entire industries, from electronics to renewable energy, deeply reliant on its supply chain. This dominance gave China unprecedented leverage over the world's most critical materials. Even countries with their own rare earth mines found themselves forced to send raw ore to China for refining, a critical vulnerability that left them exposed to supply disruptions and price manipulation. In October 2025, Beijing imposed sweeping new export controls, weaponizing its market power and sending shockwaves through global markets. These new rules dictate not just who gets rare earths, but also the terms and conditions of access, turning what was once simple commerce into a powerful tool of statecraft and international influence. The world remembers China's 2010 export restrictions, which rattled markets and governments alike. But today's measures are broader, more systematic, and far more difficult to circumvent. Now, nations and corporations are scrambling to rethink their supply chains, seeking new partners, investing in alternative sources, and racing to reduce their dependence on China. The dragon's grip on rare earths is tighter than ever, and the world is more desperate than ever to break free and secure its own future. The Philippines' rare earth story is one of overlooked riches and geological fortune. For years, valuable rare earths were exported as impurities in nickel and copper ore, their true worth unrecognized. A 2024 study revealed the region's unique tectonic history, pinpointing areas like Palawan as mineral hotspots. As China tightened its grip, the Philippines accelerated surveys and found world-class deposits, enough to alter the global supply map. This discovery transforms the Philippines from a passive exporter to a central player in a high-stakes resource race. The government is now racing to build a domestic industry, aiming to process and refine these elements at home. The goal: ensure the benefits of this geological windfall stay in Filipino hands. The stakes have never been higher. China's export controls triggered a global scramble for rare earths. The US invoked the Defense Production Act, investing billions to boost domestic production and build strategic reserves. The EU launched the Critical Raw Materials Act, aiming for a year's supply and reserve and funding exploration worldwide. Australia and Canada are ramping up output, while over $12 billion has poured into non-Chinese projects. The Philippines is now a focal point of international diplomacy, with the US offering investment and technical support. The goal: forge a trusted supply chain among allies and counterbalance China's dominance. This crisis has redefined resource security as a top global priority. The race is on to secure the future of technology. China's restrictions sent rare earth prices soaring. Neodymium oxide up 340%, terbium over 400% in just months. Automakers like Tesla warn of price hikes and looming shortages for electric vehicles. The green transition is threatened as wind turbine and battery production face critical bottlenecks. Defense and aerospace industries are scrambling to secure supplies for jets and advanced systems. Billions in new investment are flowing into alternative sources: Australia, Canada, and the Philippines. Innovation is accelerating, recycling old electronics and developing substitutes like iron nitride magnets. The market is volatile, but it's also a crucible for new solutions. The world is adapting fast, or risking being left behind. For the Philippines, rare earths offer both immense opportunity and serious risk. Developing a domestic industry could bring billions, create jobs, and transform the economy. It's a chance to move up the value chain and gain geopolitical leverage with the US and China. But the resource curse looms. Corruption, inequality, and instability are real dangers. Managing this windfall responsibly will test the nation's governance. The Philippines is now at the center of US-China rivalry, requiring careful diplomacy. The stakes: prosperity and influence, or internal strife and external pressure. the nation stands at a crossroads. Rare earth mining is an environmental minefield. Open pit extraction and toxic processing threaten ecosystems and communities. China's own rare earth boom left a legacy of pollution and health crises, a cautionary tale for the Philippines. The challenge: extract wealth without repeating these mistakes. This means strict regulations, world-class technology, and transparency. Local communities must be protected and funds set aside for environmental restoration. True success is measured not just in profits, but in sustainable progress. The Philippines has a chance to set a new global standard. The world is watching to see if it can balance prosperity with protection. Finding rare earths is just the beginning. The real challenge is building the processing and manufacturing ecosystem. China spent decades perfecting this. The Philippines must now attract investment and expertise to catch up. Global production outside China could triple in the next decade, but full independence may take 20 to 30 years. In the meantime, a hybrid supply chain will emerge, with new players easing the crisis but China retaining influence. Long-term solutions include recycling e-waste and developing rare earth substitutes. The Philippine discovery cracks open a door to a more balanced, resilient market. For the Philippines, it's a moment of unprecedented opportunity and responsibility. The world's technological future may depend on how this story unfolds.